You'd see the night sky light up red at times. Sometimes you'd hear when they backdrafted the blast furnace, you could hear the blast of air coming out. Sometimes when I was younger, you'd drive down 12th Street in Campbell, and your headlights were just two red beams shining back. And graphite would come down falling on you. I got out of high school and I went to YSU for a year, and I was going to be a teacher. And one of our classes was we had to go to the school district we wanted to teach in and get the pay scale. And at that time, Campbell School District with a bachelor's degree was $4,800. Well, I went down to Mill for the summer to make some money to pay for college. And I think I made $6,000 in the summer. And then I says, well, let me work for a year, I'll save up more money for college. Well, after a year I made almost $10,000, which was double the teaching pay. So I said, well, why go to school? I'll just stay here. When I got hired, they hired a bunch of us. There was 100 people in the class, and we all took a test. And they took like 14 of us or so, and they said, so you guys did good on the test. We want to offer you a job in maintenance. At Sheet Tube, no. Everything was you walked into the machine. You didn't sit there and fix it at the table yet. Yeah. You walked into it. Sunday night, I worked midnight for Monday. I came home, I went to sleep. It was about 11 o'clock, and my wife come in the bedroom crying. They're closing the mill. And I rolled over and I said, that's nothing. They're just trying to get some government money. She says, no, it was on TV. I said, no, that's just... And part of what reinforced that thought was for the next month, I was installing new machinery. I was working 16-hour days installing new machinery. Why would they shut the plant down when they're still putting in new machinery? I went into work one day and there was a sign up. Take your retirement, severance pay, or layoff. And you have to sign up for one of these three by a certain date. That's when it finally hit me. You know what? This must be real. That day that the sign went up, the plant was, the mill was still running. And it was my shift, it was a down shift. The mill wasn't running that day, but I had to get it running for that night, the midnight shift. And I had one job that I had to do to get the place able to run it on midnight. Mm-hmm. And normally this job I had to do some safety precautions when I crawled into this machine. Mm-hmm. We had certified welders. I was supposed to call the welder down, do all the safety stuff, do my repair, and then reverse the process of all the safety things. Anyhow, I thought to myself, you know what? I was disgusted, and I says, I got one job to do. I'm not calling a welder. I'm just going to get in there and I'm going to weld it myself, and it's going to take me 5 minutes and that's it. I ain't doing no more. I'm disgusted with this place, you know. I ain't going to be here no more. So anyhow, I did. I shut the air off on the machine. I crawled in there and I start welding. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have a hood. I didn't even bother to get a hood. I just turned my head and hit the arc. Gosh. Well, it didn't stick the first 2 or 3 times. And the piece I was trying to weld, well, the last time it stuck. And I says, oh good, I'm done. Well, because I didn't have the safety equipment, the piece of machinery came back, caught my finger, and I lost my finger that day. The camaraderie was something that was good. You know, everybody kind of stuck together and watched out for each other. And it was hard work, dirty work, hot work. The pay was good, and it provided well for my family.